wonder what they're up to up there. I wanted to ask everyone to sync, you know? Oh my gosh, Shiho, remember when we first synced? I was so nervous.
How could I forget? My heart was racing so fast, the app thought I was having a panic attack.
Sync? What's that?
Mishima's app. Don't tell me you haven't downloaded it yet, Ryuji.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a shot, but I don't know, it's kinda weird, right? Like, having a machine tell you how you feel?
You know, Shiho and I have been using SoulSync for a few weeks now. It's been pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, it's like... I mean, we always felt this connection, but now it's like we can see it on the screen, you know? The app just confirmed that we are kindred spirits.
Totally. It's kind of fun to see our emotions displayed in real time. Like, when we're chatting late at night and the app shows how relaxed and happy we both are. It's reassuring in a way.
Yeah, and it's surprisingly accurate too. Remember when you were stressed about that photo shoot?
Oh yeah, the app picked up on it before I even realized how anxious I was feeling. And then you sent me that digital hug.
The haptic feedback from the watch makes it feel so real, doesn't it? Those little vibrations and everything.
And when we both got that sudden spike of joy at the same time, that day at the park.
All because we saw that cute puppy. The app lit up like a Christmas tree.
That sounds nice, but I downloaded the app and I don't really get it. Isn't it just a fancy dating app? Honestly, I'm not looking for a relationship right now, with law school and everything. I barely have time for myself.
Oh no, it's not just for dating. Aren't you ever frustrated that you can't see how a person feels through texts or even just with their facial expressions? With the app, you can see how they're really feeling, not just what they say. Like, when Shiho and I talk, I know exactly when she's getting anxious or when she's really happy. It helps us understand each other better.
And it's not just us. We've seen other people using it, and it's like they're more open with each other, more honest. It's helped me understand my friends and family better, too.
I see. So it's more about building empathy and connection? I guess that makes sense. It just seemed a bit, I don't know, invasive at first.
It feels weird at first, that's for sure, but it's so fascinating. Imagine if you could see exactly how your words affect someone. And it could be super helpful for work, too, like being able to check a client's emotional state during consultations and such.
That's actually a really interesting point. I hadn't considered the professional applications.
Plus, there are these cool features like emotional history. You can look back and see how your emotional states changed during conversations. It's great for self-reflection.
And you can also send emotion enhancers. Sending a virtual pat on the back or a digital hug during stressful times is so comforting.
But isn't it a bit intrusive? What if I don't want others to know when I'm feeling down?
That's the thing. You have full control over what you share and with whom. And you can always turn it off if you need to.
I've noticed it's having quite an impact at my father's company. There's been a significant uptick in team-building activities centered around SoulSync.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, there's this popular challenge called Empathy Entrepreneur. Employees try to maintain positive emotional states during stressful meetings or negotiations. It's apparently improved communication quite a bit. That actually sounds useful. I could see how that might help in law school, especially during mock trials. Oh, and you should see the parks on weekends. There are these SoulSync socials where people gather to do group activities. Last week, I saw a huge group doing a joy generation challenge.
What's that?
Oh, I got the notification for it, but I had a shooting at the time. Dang it!
They form a circle, and one person starts by doing something to make their neighbor laugh or smile. The goal is to create a chain reaction of positive emotions. It's quite heartwarming to watch.
Aw, that sounds so sweet! We should totally try that sometime.
I have to admit, that does sound more interesting than I initially thought. But what about privacy? Doesn't it worry you that the app knows so much about your emotional state?
Well, Mishima-kun has been really transparent about data protection. Plus, there are all these customizable privacy settings.
Yeah, I don't worry about it at all. And it's actually kind of addictive. You get these cute little badges for maintaining healthy emotional patterns, or participating in community events like the ones Haru said. Like, Shiho and I got the Harmony Badge after our emotions synced consistently for a week.
It was fun tracking our progress. The app gives you little goals to reach together.
I see. So it's gamifying emotional connectivity. Perhaps I misjudged the app. It seems there's a lot more to it than I realized. I should give it a proper try.
You totally should. What about you, Ryuji? What do you think about Soul Sync? You've been pretty quiet.
Huh? Sorry, wasn't listening.
He's probably texting we know who.
Gosh, Makoto, I'm so glad for him. You wouldn't believe me if I told you what Ryuji was like in middle school. With the girls?
Something feels off. This party's supposed to be about making up with Akira, but Akechi's been upstairs with Yusuke and Futaba for a while now. Akira's busy with Kasumi and the curry, so he's distracted. But the girls? They ain't even questioning what's going on. Akechi's words keep messing with my head. If he's right and everything's fake, no way, right? That's just science fiction junk. But still, the fight between Akira and Yusuke, the weird stuff Akira said earlier, how is nobody tripping over that? Ugh, I don't get it. But if Futaba says it's important, I gotta trust her. Still, I feel like this thing with Akira isn't over. Not even close.
It tells me that nothing I did was a mistake. And that I'm still willing to perform all sacrilegious acts for my own justice.
Sure. Keep dreaming, Goro.
Yeah, it's about this guy who goes on a rampage because someone kidnapped and killed his cat. Sounds like a classic in the making.
But what you value the most between us is our rivalry?
Yes, I do. And I don't perceive it as love, not in the typical sense. Definitely not in the way Anne attempted to explain it to me.
I'm a
Goro?
shapeshifter, the master of deception. I am the Joker.
Did you hear what
the
we just talked
embodiment of
about?
everyone's desires.
Apologies. Come again?
What happened earlier, with the group dismissing Akira's claims so easily, it felt like Maruki was directly influencing them. Just like when I returned in my cat form and no one was surprised or concerned.
Right.
We can tell that Yusuke and Futaba are truly free from Maruki's influence, or they would have reacted like the others and dismissed the video game theory you and Akira suggested.
I understand my case. Goro freed me in the cognitive world. But why wasn't Futaba affected?
Oh, it did. I felt it. Like what those two said suddenly felt as irrelevant as WinRAR asking the user to pay for it. And as convoluted as trying to explain the OSI model to a goldfish. But I'm a genius. So I quickly pieced it back together and saved the day.
I see. I must commend your intelligence, Futaba. It's a blessing that you can see through the lies, even if your cognition is still vulnerable to Maruki. Isn't it confusing?
I manage. Some people have it worse, so...
So, about what Akira said earlier, that this is all a game.
Yes,
How could you possibly love a monster such as myself?
I could say the same thing about you, you know.
I've never said anything about...
But that's not what I wanted originally.
Goro?
I thought that's what you needed, and
He's completely AFK.
I adapted. I love you so much. I adapted.
Long story short, Akechi's powers allow him to see through some of what's happening, and parts of this reality, they don't add up. It's like we're in a story someone else is writing.
How could this be?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Still hung up on that, Akechi. Can't let it go?
It's difficult to let go when evidence just keeps piling up.
Look, Akechi. Don't take it the wrong way, I'm trying to help. okay? You need to snap out of it. Trust me, I'd love the idea of our world being a video game. Do anything without any consequences, quick save, create chaos, game over and restart. But it is not.
Futaba, you don't—
Shut up and listen to me, you edgy philosophical nerd! Maruki's a master manipulator. He even managed to outmaneuver our cunning Akira. I don't get why Maruki doesn't just erase you and be done with it, but he knows you too well. He's using your curiosity, your existential crisis, to distract you. He wants you to doubt everything you know, to keep you confused, and to keep himself safe.
So you think all the strange occurrences, the music changes, the peculiar interactions, they're all Maruki's doing? But then
it would mean that Azathoth was altering Akechi's cognition from the start? Creating some illusions only Akechi could perceive?
Maruki was the one who told you about this theory in the first place and planted that idea in your mind, right?
It's possible it was all planned on his part, but is there anything that could hint at that or prove it?
Morgana, the Velvet Room told me that Maruki took measures against me. But if all the metafictional alterations were Maruki's doing from the start, then something doesn't add up. The Velvet Room seemed to play into this idea of an outside force controlling our story. That's why it encouraged my beliefs, even if they were vague. So, could the Velvet Room also be
odd? The Velvet Room is only accessible to those who forged a contract. It's the first thing I was told when I entered.
It can't be. Am I just grasping at straws here? The Velvet Room is beyond this world, right, Morgana?
Yes. Typically, only a wild card can enter the Velvet Room. But considering how Yaldabaoth replaced Igor last year, and now with Maruki taking his place, it's hard to say for certain.
But even if Maruki could influence the Velvet Room, it wouldn't make sense for him to help you, Goro, in your quest to defeat his own reality. Why would he undermine himself?
Yusuke's right. It doesn't add up. The Velvet Room Master has been helping me. He gave me Hairward and all my powers. Despite his cryptic nature, every step I've taken has been guided by his advice. Morgana, has there ever been a case where a wild card could enter the Velvet Room without forging a contract?
Not that I know of. Lady Lavenza did say that only those who forge a contract can enter. Are you saying you didn't make any contract?
There wasn't one. And as you're aware, this Lavenza creature who helped Joker seems to have been compromised too. Not to mention you, Mona. You're supposed to be a resident of the Velvet Room, yet you can't access it.
When you put it like that, it does seem suspicious, but it's not conclusive. We know this world is heavily influenced by Maruki's powers, after all.
So this Velvet Room guy who's giving you all your powers, let's call him Morpheus for now, is either on your side and everything's a game beyond our control, or he isn't on your side at all, has been lying to you and has an ulterior motive? Talk about a plot twist more convoluted than the entire Evangelion series.
But what about Akira? He's experiencing the same things. He's spoken to me about his nature. And everything aligns with this theory that we're characters.
Neo, I hate to say it, but what if Akira's in on it with Maruki?
You think he made it up? That he's been lying this whole time?
Lying isn't out of his field, isn't it?
But it would mean everything he said last time.
Goro, even if we need to investigate this further, I would advise you to prepare yourself for anything. Despite the respect I hold for him, and the care he's shown me in the past, I never thought that our leader could be so desperate, so far from what he's been showing us. He's always been so confident and free, and yet his performance in every situation has been simply perfect. The idea that we could all be characters in a tale is unsettling, but not impossible. Still, it feels strangely convenient in favor of Maruki, and by extension, Akira's wish to keep you by his side.
Could I have been so blind, but it explained everything.
It's not that you're not smart enough, don't worry, I made peace with that. But honestly, whether it's a video game or he's been playing you, which is more likely, he's betrayed everyone. Everything he said to us all last year with so much sincerity about fighting for the truth, about being true to ourselves. Even all the girls he romanced, it's just... I mean, even you couldn't figure out that he was tricking you for the interrogation room, right? This guy isn't two-faced, he's 100-faced.
Futaba.
No, not again. That bastard. I can't believe it. He was talking about being open-hearted just an hour ago. And I believed him. I managed to trust him again, even though he had already betrayed my wish once. What the hell is wrong with me? Oh my god. He's been a thorn in my side for too long.
Hey, we don't have solid evidence that Akira is working with Maruki. Maybe there's another explanation, one we haven't considered yet. You're a detective, Goro. Doesn't this feel off to you?
What feels off, Morgana, is that this manipulative bastard could have been playing me all along, and how easily he could have done it. What feels off is that this damned rival of mine can't utter a single truth, and I can't trust him with anything. How can he speak so many lies with that silver tongue? I tried so hard to be genuine, to open up, to help him, and this is insane. None of this should be happening. I shouldn't even be here. How could he have wished for this? What kind of man is he? Why? Why is he the only one who makes me lose all rationality?
Goro, whether it's a matter of mistrust or if there's more to it, you're not alone in this. You need to tell us everything you know so that we can work together. As Morgana said, there may be another explanation. This world has become volatile, unstable, unreliable. But there's one thing I believe in, thanks to you, myself, my art, my perspective of the world. I can feel my heart, my persona, yearning to rebel against these lies, craving the genuine beauty of truth. Akira may not be as sincere as he seems, but that doesn't mean your theory is wrong, or that he lied about his feelings for you.
If I'm no different in his eyes, how am I supposed to believe anything he says to me? How can I believe that his so-called love wasn't just as much bullshit as the friendship he had for you?
Well, that one is easy. He chose you over us.
You're very similar, you and him. Last year, you couldn't take our hand in the engine room. Even though you respected Akira and valued your bond, you said you didn't understand us. Perhaps Akira is also lost and misguided. I believe that just as he did for me, or we did for you, we can still save him from what he's going through.
There was no saving me. I died.
The only thing you have any recollection of is a gap in your memory. But right now you're here, and your existence has become the most important thing. We can fix this, return to a reality we know, trust and understand. I have hope.
Hope? Hope means nothing if we don't know what to strive for, Yusuke. Every time I'm making some kind of progress on a lead, there's a new twist that puts everything in a shambles and makes me believe in the opposite. Everything's fucked up since Maruki took over.
You don't know what you want right now, Akechi. But giving up isn't an option. If you give up, it means that I can give up too. It means that whatever you did to my mom back then was for nothing. That's not happening. We're not getting a bad ending. Not now. Not ever. At least we can't abandon our friends, right? And all those people we've seen sleeping and being held hostage like zombies in the cognitive world. As the chosen ones, it's our duty to help them.
We need a plan. Let's think strategically. This situation is more complex than ever, but we've faced impossible odds before. We're with you, Goro. We're a team, and we share the same vision. No matter what this reality is, we can't forget who we are. We fight till the end, together.
Huh. Of course I won't give up. Who do you think I am? I'm not spineless, and I don't need comforting. I'm just pissed off that I can't find anything to disprove your theory. That so many possibilities exist without any proof.
Want a good old punch in the face to wake you up instead? Inari, ready?
Whoa, what?
I'd advise against that. You might not like the consequences.
No one's punching anyone. Let's plan a meeting soon, figure out our next move. For now, let's rejoin the others downstairs. We've been up here too long. They'll start asking questions.
Right. We have to take a step back and look at this objectively. Speculation won't get us anywhere. Until we have something concrete, there's no point in jumping to conclusions. I apologize for the outburst.
Don't apologize, Goro. It's refreshing that you're so sincere in your expression. Repressing what you feel, I know it only leads to more despondency and frustration in the long run.
Thank you, Yusuke. You're right.
But yeah, who is he really?
But just know, if things go south, I won't forget about this.
Oh, Senpai, it smells so good. Do you need help with anything?
I'm fine.
Senpai, can I ask you something?
Sure. What is it?
What happened back there? You and Akechi Senpai? It didn't look like a joke. And that stuff about us being in a video game? I don't understand.
It's nothing, Kasumi. Just a bit of stress, that's all.
But it didn't seem like just stress. I've never seen you like that before. You looked upset. Really upset. Please, Senpai, talk to me. I'm worried about you.
There's nothing to worry about. Everything's perfectly fine.
But it's not. I know you're strong, and you've always been there for everyone. But who's there for you? I want to be that person, Senpai. You don't have to hide from me.
Kasumi, it's not something you can just fix. There are things you wouldn't understand.
Then help me understand. I care about you, Senpai. I care about us. You've always been my strength. Let me be yours, even if just for a little while.
You really want to know? Fine. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you ever did, everything you ever were, was just completely meaningless. That your thoughts, your actions, your very existence were nothing more than entertainment, a game for a bored, divine entity.
That sounds terrifying, but we're real, aren't we? You're real to me, Senpai. You mean the world to me.
And that's exactly why I can't let you in. I don't want to drag you into this madness.
I think I'm already in. I don't think this is madness at all, Senpai.
You're already in?
I know Akechi Senpai told me that reality might not be what it seems, and I thought he was just being dramatic. But now, I'm realizing that it may explain a lot of things I've been feeling since last year. Like something's missing, or like I'm not really myself.
What do you mean?
Sometimes I feel like I'm living someone else's life. Like this isn't my body or my aspirations. It's like I'm just pretending, but I don't have any control over it. Do you ever feel that way, Senpai? I'm not saying I completely understand, but maybe I'm not as different from you and Akechi-senpai as you think. If there's something at play here, something messing with us, I want to help. I want to understand.
Have you told anyone else about that feeling?
Actually, yes. I've told Dr. Maruki, but he seems to believe that it's a matter of self-confidence. That if I keep my focus on my dreams, on gymnastics, it will fade over time. That I need to keep my head high and focus on the positive.
And that's exactly what you should do. I agree with him.
But why? If there's even a chance that what you and Akechi-senpai said is true, that this world isn't real, that it's all a game, then shouldn't we figure out what's going on? Together?
No, Kasumi. We shouldn't. You don't understand what you're asking for.
I don't care if it's dangerous or confusing. I want to be there for you, Senpai. I want to be with you, Senpai, no matter what.
Kasumi. You deserve better than this.
I don't need better. I just need you.
You're too good for this world, Kasumi. For me. I don't want you to lose that light you have. I need it too, you know?
Then let me help you find yours again. You don't have to be alone in this, Senpai.
I'm not alone. I have Akechi. He's different. He understands.
Does he really? Because it seems to me that he doesn't really want to help you. What about what happened with Yusuke-kun? I apologize for being so blunt, but he didn't respect you at all by doing that painting behind your back.
That is none of your business. This is the last topic I want to talk about right now.
I'm sorry, Senpai. I didn't mean to pry. I saw how hurt you were, how much it affected you. It's not like you to get so angry, especially not over something like that.
It's not about the painting, Sumi.
Then what is it about? I can see you're struggling, and I can't stand to watch you go through this alone. I want to help you, even if it's just by listening.
Why do you care so much? Why do you keep making this your problem?
Because I love you, Senpai. And real love means being there for someone, especially when things are tough. It's not supposed to hurt you, like Akechi does.
I'm not sure you'd want to hear what I have to say.
I promise I do. Whatever it is, you can tell me. I won't judge. I won't run away. I'm right here, Senpai.
It's not just about Akechi or Yusuke. It's about everything. This world, this life, it feels like a cage. A dark, cold cage. And just when I thought I was free, I realized there's still a chain holding me back. A chain with piercing brown eyes and an unyielding will.
Oh, that sounds... But... doesn't that mean you don't really love Akechi-senpai? Love isn't supposed to be a cage, Senpai. It should give you wings and lift you up.
That's why I said you wouldn't understand. Akechi? He's the only one who really sees things the way I do.
Try me, Senpai. What do you mean? Are you saying you like being chained like this?
If the whole world is a cage, Kasumi, what's left when there are no more chains at all?
That's easy. Freedom to be who you are, to do what you want.
But what's the point of freedom if there's no direction or purpose? If you're just drifting aimlessly, isn't that just another kind of prison?
You could keep searching, keep moving until you find your own path. Even if it's scary or confusing, wouldn't that be better than staying in a cage?
You say that now, but deep down, you know it's not that simple. Sometimes the chains are comforting. They make us feel safe, like they're the only thing keeping us from falling apart. That's the real Akira Kurusu, the one you admire so much. A coward hiding behind his chains.
Then, I know what I need to do, Senpai.
What's that?
I'm going to break those chains for you. I'm going to stay by your side until you're no longer afraid of this world, until nothing is confusing or frightening anymore.
And what if I don't want to be set free? What if this is all there is, huh?
Senpai? Why would you think that? You're worth so much more than this. You've helped so many people. You've helped me.
Maybe I don't want to be helped. Maybe I'm fine just the way things are. I don't need saving, Kasumi. Not by you, not by anyone.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to—
No, you didn't mean to. You never do. But you can't just fix everything with good intentions and hope. Some things are broken for a reason. It makes them special.
No, Senpai. That's not true. Everyone should be given the chance to face their demons and become the best version of themselves. That's what you taught me, and it helped me to see things clearly when I felt so lost. I thought I'd never be able to repay you for everything you've done for me. But now that I know what to do, I don't intend to ever give up.
You're just as stubborn as he is, aren't you?
Only when it comes to you, Senpai. We'll face all this madness, and this cage. I promise. After all, a story is not over until all is well, right?
Like in Cinderella, you mean?
Exactly.
What took you guys so long up there? Didn't you just go up to fetch some snacks?
Oh, the snacks, right! There wasn't any more.
Yeah, we got sidetracked with an emergency investigation. Turns out, the attic's feng shui was totally off balance. And Akechi here insisted it was messing with Yusuke's aesthetic chi.
Aesthetic chi?
Yeah, apparently it's all wrong. No wonder Akira's been brooding so much.
Indeed. I hadn't realized until Akechi pointed it out, but the misalignment of the spatial energy was undoubtedly disrupting the general vibes. It's well known that an improper chi flow can hinder one's emotional resonance, thereby affecting emotional well-being.
I had no idea. It's fascinating.
Yeah, and then Morgana was like, no, we need more symmetry. So we got into a very long debate about whether the stacked boxes should face north or east to optimize persona resonance. You know, the usual attic stuff.
That sounds very elaborate. It was a heated discussion, but don't worry, the attic's spiritual alignment is safe now. Is that so?
It was all quite riveting. You should try it sometime.
Oh yeah, right. Well, if you guys are done saving the attic's vibes, how about we do a karaoke together? Akira, are you soon done with the curry? We're starving over there.
Coming right up.
Okay, Akechi, it's your turn. What are you going to sing?
Ooh, the pressure is on. Let's see what we have here. You know, Akira, it seems a bit dull to sing alone. What do you say we give everyone a real show and perform a duet?
A duet, huh? Got something in mind?
I was thinking something grand, something fitting for our unique partnership.
All right, what are you suggesting?
How about, maybe Queen? Bohemian Rhapsody? Or, oh, even better for a duet. Under Pressure?
If you're up for the challenge, I'm in. But they're pretty tough. I didn't know you could sing.
I'm full of surprises. So it's settled then, Under Pressure?
How about a love song instead? Like, Ain't No Mountain High Enough?
That wouldn't be so appropriate, would it? How about, I Hate Myself and Want to Die by Nirvana? Sounds cheerful.
On a birthday? Come on, it's not even a duo.
Right. Do you have any other suggestions?
You want to do a duet with Akechi-kun, senpai?
Ooh, this is going to be good. You two singing together?
Oh man, this is gonna be something else.
Indeed, their dynamic will surely bring an interesting interpretation to the song.
This is going to be epic. I can't wait to hear this.
You're going to be great, senpai!
This one.
Really? Strange choice.
Why? Seems appropriate for our duet, don't you think? It's all in the lyrics.
It's not the song itself. It's the fact Maruki mentioned this one to me not long ago. Strange you picked it too.
Come on, stop being paranoid for once. Let's just enjoy singing together, okay?
Paranoid, huh?
You can't seriously think everything is some sort of conspiracy. Maybe I just thought it would be fitting.
That damn smirk of yours. One day, I'm gonna wipe it off your face forever.
Talk dirty to me, honey.
Whatever. Let's get this over with.
You are some gumshoe, you just don't think well. It's my phantom troop, you can go straight to hell. Is your mouth lonely with 1 foot in there? Crow, your brain only holds thoughts I put in there. Just what you are, I'll spell out. You are a phantom pain. 1 speck of lint that fell out the last time that I picked my brain.
You are so jealous of my track record. Joker, do tell us your feeble hack record. Your weak knees brand you soft and unstable. 1 small threat and you fold like a card table. You drool at my deductions. You're just starting when I'm done. You craft your own destruction. Your sword is no match for my gun.
You're nothing without me. No one would go undefined.
You wouldn't exist. You'd never be missed.
I tell you, you're out of your mind. I'll show off, I'll blow hard. You're equal parts hot air and cold. And no one would doubt me without me. You're nothing at all.
What's the point of trusting anyone? What good does it bring?
Still thinking about what Futaba said?
I'm thinking about everything. About how this whole situation spiraled out of control. About how I let it get this far because I trusted Akira. I should have never relied on him. Never come to him back in January. If I'd just left him alone, he'd have dealt with Maruki and all of you by himself. I wouldn't be here.
And you think that would have been better, leaving him to face all this alone?
It would have been easier. I wouldn't have been dragged into this shit show. I would have handled things on my own terms. But no. I trusted him. I made a deal with him. And what did that get me? This?
Do you really believe that? That being on your own would have made things clearer? Or is it just easier to think that way?
If I hadn't trusted Akira so much, I wouldn't be standing here questioning everything. My decisions, my judgments. Hell, what if you're the traitor? Or Futaba? Or Yusuke? I haven't even considered those possibilities. Because of my so-called trust. Do you have any idea how dangerous and reckless that is? To let your guard down like that?
It's not reckless to trust, Goro. It's human.
And humans are idiots. It was easier to see the truth when I was acting inhumanely. When you don't let emotions get in the way, when you don't depend on others, The truth is much easier to discern. Pragmatically, you understand things more clearly. Be it Shido or Akira, it's my pathetic emotions and feelings that got the best of me.
But last year, when you trusted no one, you lost. You're smart, Goro, but you also know that being smart isn't always enough. You couldn't beat Maruki alone anyways, right?
Trust got me here. I let my guard down, and I can't afford that. Have you seen it? It's like everyone is just playing along in some farce. Your precious Lady Anne was so happy tonight, wasn't she? All of them were, acting like nothing happened. Like Akira didn't just declare that we're characters in a video game. Haru refusing to listen to me. No one giving a shit about Yusuke, or that we stayed in that attic for who knows how long. How is that possible? How can they just carry on?
It wasn't normal. Lady Anne, Haru-chan, Makoto, they're all completely under Maruki's spell. It's like they're detached, almost like it didn't register.
Yeah, it felt suffocating. To think Maruki, or whoever the fuck beyond him, has such a grip on them.
That's why trust is important, you know? Without it, you're just isolated, unable to see what really matters. You trusted Akira for a reason. And maybe he has his own secrets, God knows he always has, but without that trust, we wouldn't have made it this far. It's not always about calculating the odds.
But what if trusting him is what's going to get us all killed? Or worse, drive me completely insane?
That's the risk, isn't it? Trust can be broken. We've trusted him before, and he's let us down, sure. But you've also gained a lot because of that trust. Connections, wisdom, strength. If you always calculate, you might never be hurt, but you'll never grow either.
It just feels like there's always another layer, another deception. I'm sick of it. I can't tell what's real anymore, and I hate that I let myself care about any of it.
You care because you're a perfectly functional human being, Goro. Don't hate yourself for wanting to understand. We all want to, and we're going to organize a proper meeting with the team. You, me, Futaba, and Yusuke will carve this path towards our victory, save our friends, and find the truth.
Thanks. I know I'm not exactly easy to deal with. At least that much I can trust. How do you... Never mind.
How do I what?
How do you... never lose that infuriating optimism with everything that's happening? I don't remember you being so... wise last year.
Last year, I didn't even know my purpose in the world. I was just wandering around trying to figure it out. Then I remembered the Velvet Room made me to be humanity's guide. But it felt so vague, you know? It wasn't until I realized that spending all this time with Akira and the Phantom Thieves taught me something crucial about humans. The one thing they have that's stronger than anything else, a desire that can push through whatever life throws at them. And that's hope. So the real question is, why do you think you keep sticking around me?
You think it's because I have hope?
Or maybe you just can't get enough of my company.
Keep dreaming. Your ego's about as oversized as your metaverse form head.
My head's not oversized. It's perfectly proportioned.
For a cartoon character, maybe? How do you even manage to carry that thing around? It defies every law of physics.
Oh, says the guy who had to use a bicycle in Mementos because he couldn't turn into a car. How's that for physics?
Can't argue with that. Come here, you little shit. Lights out.
You're the little shit. I'm a little prince.
Wanna sleep in the trash bin, little prince?
No, you wouldn't dare.
Oh, really?
You will miss your wake-up call and be late for work without me.
Is that a threat?